Here are the answers to the forces and braking question. Take note if you got it wrong. Make sure you particularly get those answers about thinking distance right. Forces and falling objects. Gravity pulls objects towards the Earth, and the strength of the gravitational field is different on different planets. Therefore, the size of the force exerted by gravity varies with the different planets. Now, on Earth, the gravitational field strength is about 10 newtons per kilogram of mass. Now, an object's weight is the product of the mass of the object and the gravitational field strength. I'm sure you know that product of means two things are multiplied. So W, weight, is m times g, which is mass in kilograms, times gravitational field strength, which is newtons per kilogram. So this means objects will weigh less on planets with lower gravitational field strength. So if G was half of Earth's, then you'd weigh half as much. And look, there's a lovely triangle. W on the top, m times g underneath. Cover up the one you're trying to find out. The position of the other two tells you what to do. So have a go at these two questions. The weight of an astronaut of mass 65 kilograms was 104 newtons on the moon. What's the value for G on the moon? Use that triangle. And the second one, calculate the same person's weight on Earth. Now remember, G on Earth is 10 newtons per kilogram. So pause the video and calculate those two answers. Now put it upside down so you can't cheat. So you'll have to turn it upside down to have a look and check your answers. Moving through a fluid. Now, fluids are media that flow. In other words, gases or liquids. And they contain particles. The particles are in contact with any object that moves through it. So this friction between the particles of the fluid and the object moving through it creates drag force. Now it stands to reason that the faster an object moves through a fluid, the greater the effect of friction, because the particles of the fluid hit it more frequently and with more force. Now this is a fundamental principle and you must understand this. So air resistance or drag force increases as velocity increases because the particles of the fluid hit it more frequently and with more force. So if you look at a feather and a rock falling in a vacuum, they fall at the same rate because the only force acting upon them is gravity. In a vacuum, there's no medium, there's no particles of gas. But take the same two objects in a fluid, the feather falls much more slowly because its greater surface area creates a greater drag force, and the drag force opposes gravity.